Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Bloodborne. Today we're gonna be starting off in the Hunter's Dream. Got a couple things we gotta do. But first of all, it's cool to see that our little friend the doll is no longer here. So we're gonna take a tour and go find her. Cause this doll actually moves around a little bit some of the time. You can see she's right over here.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
Sometimes she can give you a really rare line of dialogue when she's by that grave, but it's interesting she's there. We'll see why later. Really cool thing though is now that we beat Gascoigne, we actually have access to his armor set from these guys. So this is where you get all of your boss armor set in the game is from these. So let's take a read through, shall we? Gascoigne's cap, hunter attire worn by Father Gascoigne, similar to hunter's garb created at the workshop, only these are tainted by a pungent, beastly stench that eats away at Gascoigne. Father is a title used for clerics in a foreign land, and there is no such rank in the Healing Church. And we've got the Gascoigne's garb. The dingy scarf is a holy shawl and symbol of the Healing Church, from which Gascoigne would eventually part ways. We've read all of the rest of that. And you know what? I think we're gonna at least buy the garb. And yeah, whatever. We can buy all of it. Let's buy all of it. Sure, why not? Alright, and you can see we've now got a decent amount of Gascoigne stuff on, so it looks a little bit nicer, I think, than the Hunter set. I think this is actually like the best armor set in the game for look, so hey, we'll take that whenever we can. And we get a return trip from our dear old friend.
The moon is close. It will be a long hunt tonight. If the beasts loom large and threaten to crush your spirits, seek a holy chalice, as every hunter before you has. A holy chalice will reveal the tomb of the gods, where hunters partake in communion. Most of the holy chalices lie deep within the tomb of the gods, and the few that found their way to the surface were lost again in the hands of men. But if the old hunter tales remain true, one of the holy chalices is worshipped in the valley hamlet. Yet the town is in disarray. It was burned and abandoned for fear of the scourge. Home now only to beasts. The perfect place for a hunter, wouldn't you say? One of the holy chalices is worshipped in the valley hamlet, a town of beasts, the perfect place for a hunter.
Cool, so we got a little bit of lore stuff going on there. We get to hear a little bit more about Old Yharnam. We're going to talk about Old Yharnam more when we actually get there, so we'll leave that one for now. But some really cool stuff about Gascoigne. So he used to be a member of the Healing Church, which is pretty awesome. Clearly came from a distant land, which is interesting because it seems like we came from a distant land as well. And he has stuff that resembled the stuff from the Hunter's Dream. So some cool things. I'm sure they'll pay off down the road for us. But let's take a look at Gem Fortification. You can't do anything this second, but basically what it lets you do is add gems. Actually, you know what we can do? We are going to use this red jeweled brooch. So I do have the option of giving this back to the girl. We're not going to give it to her right yet. And by right yet, I mean ever, because we're going to use this. Yes, we are. We're going to smash it. Turns into a red blood gem. So let's read that. A blood gem that fortifies weapons and adds various properties. Droplet blood gems are special gems that adapt to various weapons and shapes. Created from a bright red brooch, this blood gem strengthens the effect of Rallying, a quintessential hunter skill. Rallying symbolizes the battle-worn hunter, who is often the only thing standing after a bloodbath. So Rallying is what we use whenever we take damage. You know how we have that about second or so that we can hit an enemy and gain more, gain our health back. That is the actual mechanic for it. It's called Rallying. They are very, very bad at saying that, unfortunately, but let's equip this. So what this is going to do is its blood gem effects, you can see right on the right, is it increases our physical attack plus 2.7, so we go from plus 8 to plus 11, which is a decent jump, actually, and it boosts our rally potential by 1.8%, so we'll be able to, I forget if it means that your maximum that you can increase is, maximum health you can get back is 1.8% bigger, or each time you hit them you get 1.8% more than what you did each time. But either way, it is a good thing nonetheless, so we're going to definitely equip that. You can see that it fills up the one spot that we have available in our saw cleaver, so life is good there. And we can now go onwards and continue on with our life. So I'll meet you soon. And we are back, you guys. So we're going to do a little bit of wrapping up, but one thing you may notice is that our sky has changed color. We now have the sun over here. It's slowly descending into a little bit more darker times. But let's see if our friend Gilbert has anything to say, shall we?
You needn't concern yourself with me. I'm afraid I'm of little help now. But before I take this...
And there we go, the flame sprayer.
But perhaps you... What afflicted me was incurable. But this town gave me hope. Their strange blood bought me time. I was most fortunate, unharmed by the plague of beasts. I can even die human.
Alright, so new weapon. How could we say no to that? I don't know if we can equip it. Maybe, hey, we actually do have enough. So, flame sprayer, really cool one. Basically, you hold down your button, and it produces flames. You can see it uses up quicksilver bullets as we do it. It's based right on your arcane ability. So you can see it's got a D scaling with arcane. So if you're making an arcane build or supplemental arcane build, this can actually be really, really useful, especially against beast enemies that take more damage from flame in the first place. But let's take a look. A special weapon used by certain members of the Healing Church. Spits searing flames by using blood-imbued quicksilver bullets as a special medium. Not the most efficient weapon by any stretch, but sometimes a sea of flame is just what the doctor ordered. Besides, the Beast of Yharnam can always use a good cleansing. Ain't that true? So we're not going to be making much use of that weapon at all, unfortunately, but it's still a cool thing to have. May as well put that on. There we go. And we're going to be just doing a little bit more catch up with a couple more people. So I'll just cut back to it and we'll take it from there. And like I was saying before, we can talk to this old woman now, let her know about our supposed safe place we found. So let's let her know. I'm sure she's going to be thrilled to hear.
So what is it now? Are much better ways to pass the time. Unless you found me a nice safe place.
We're going to tell you about Chapel.
An outsider worth a lick of salt. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go slit some throats. Get this mess done with. Oh, enough with you. Trot along. Chop, chop.
Ah, nice, kind Yharnam, thank you. Perfect. So, we've clearly met our new best friend in the whole wide world. I'm sure she's just going to give us kindness and riches beyond anything now that she's got a nice, safe place to go to. Because, what else would you do other than that, right? we're just going to drop right down here, and I'm going to cut back, and we're going to go talk to that little girl. Alright. And we are at the little girl, so let's see what we can do with her now.
Hello, Mr. Hunter. Still can't find my mum.
We have to answer no because we don't have the red jeweled brooch
Okay.
anymore.
I can wait, but isn't there something I can do? Maybe Mum and Dad are stuck out there, waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Mr. Hunter?
Well, we know her parents aren't alive anymore, so maybe we should tell her of Odin Chapel. Hopefully, give her a better life over there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad, and Granddad. Thank you. I love you almost.
Well, there we go. I think we've done our kind deed for the day. And now we can go back to actually continuing on, so we'll do that. And as you can see, we're back in our Odin Chapel, and we've got that old lady who we told about, so let's go see what reward she wants to give us.
Oh no, I haven't forgotten. Do you think I owe you something?
Yes.
Well, it's a fine lark, I'd say. This whole mess that Yharnam's in is all your fault. Stupidity outsiders. Our blood's ruined, tainted by your ilk. Don't you come near me. I know your type. You. Stay away from me. I know all your tricks.
Well, there we have it. A nice, kind reward. Just as expected. Awesome. You can see, though, there is no little girl here yet, so maybe she's still on her way. We will see about that. But we can also talk to our good old friend, Mr. Creepy, and see if he has anything to say about Old Woman.
Thank you. So that old girl, you told her about this place, right? Well, she don't offer me much in the way of conversation, but still, I'd rather see her alive anyhow.
Yay.
If you find any sane survivors, well, send them a knock to her.
Perfect. Well, I feel like we've done good today. At least we saved one kind old woman. Don't know if you guys saw that or if it's just my TV, but something cut out for a second. So sorry if it did. Alright, and we've got a new area to explore and some new enemies to fight finally, so this should be some good times. Let's see. Hey, there you are. Oh, come on. You can see they do a little bit of damage. But we can finish them off the same way we like finishing off the big guys. These guys also, for some reason, just like are almost impossible to stagger. Like, there's just no telling that you can. You can notice some interesting things though. So they're really, really pale for one thing. Also really tall. And they've got a bell around them. So some kind of a little bit weird, weird choices for that. Interesting. Stuff to keep in mind. And we get a nice item over here. Top hat, hunter's garb, hunter's glove, hunter's... Oh. Oh. And you can see the faintest outline. And, oh, there we go. Well, that was weird. And welcome back. So yeah, like I said, there's some weird stuff in this game that just doesn't seem to be fitting with our whole werewolf Victorian era vibe, and that's a really darn good example of one weird thing. Oh, and you can see this guy's grabbed our souls, so guess we have to kill him. Can't be friendly Yharnam citizens today. There we go. But, so you can see that when I go over to this area, give it a second, we've got this like cosmic entity thing that sucks us up and causes frenzy to us. And frenzy, for those of you that don't know, is very similar to the bleed mechanic in Dark Souls, where if it builds up all the way, I think it's either 75% or 80% of your health, so it can do a huge amount of fun to you, but let's read some quick descriptions of those items we picked up. Top hats. Hat worn by hunters who admire formality. Some hunters place an emphasis on form, as seen by the use of the threaded cane. For them, formality, beauty, and justice are the very essence of our humanity, and precisely what keeps hunters from becoming something else. The hunter's garb that we get from there, it's actually the exact same. The only difference is it is capeless. One with a cape, one without a cape. Hunter's gloves are exactly the same, and the hunter's trousers are exactly the same. So really the only big thing that you're actually picking up there is the top hat if you've already got the hunter set. If not, this is kind of the game's nice way of giving you some maybe better armor than your starting class, which is really, really god-awful. So that's nice. We got this guy right here. See, even the citizens of Yharnam, as crazy as they are, love admiring the view still, so they're not entirely different from you and me. A crazy little lamp. There we go. Nice to do business with ya. And if we go down here, we get our next bit of a new area. So we got a nice big cathedral kicking off in the deep. Got some people having a little bonfire, you know, a little get-together. You need to have a party here and there, right? Can't just do everything yourself. Have to have some fun along the way. It can't be all serious, right? Oh. And just like any good Yharnam party, you need your pitchforks, you need your axes, because what's a party without those? There we go. And now that you've committed genocide on an entire group of people, you're all good to go. You can keep on going with your day. Get some more items over here, why not? Some cold blood dew, we'll take that. And some Molotov cocktails, hey, why not, right? Guess we'll have this out. And... oops, wrong door. I was very confused for a second. I was like, I don't remember there being a door here. But that's just me going crazy. And we get a nice item over here. Sure, there's no trap or anything. Oh, hello. This guy standing right at the pillar, just waiting for you to get some more madman's knowledge. And you can see that this guy is wearing a cloth that's really similar to our cloth that we're wearing right now with Gascoigne's set. So this guy was probably a member of the healing church that died there, and they had madman's knowledge on them. So the church and this madman knowledge seem to be tied together a little bit. So we're seeing a little bit more and more of that. I'm gonna switch it back to this for a second though, just in case. And we get a nice little shotgun dude. Oh, and just to make matters more fun, we get some dogs with it. Oh. Oh, jeez, this isn't good. This isn't good. Oh. Oh. There we go. Come on, doggies. So that's a nice little trap the first time you see it. Awesome. Okay, dog's gone. Now let's go kick this guy's butt for being a rude jerk. Really. I don't know if there's any other way of describing it other than you're just a rude jerk, shooting people from the top of a stairway while you send dogs on them. Like, come on. You twisted human being. And we get a couple things over here. Let's go through here first, shall we? And down the steps we go, where it stops. Well, right there. It stops right there. Come on. You guys see this. Why are you asking these questions?
You're a beast hunter, aren't you? I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred, protege of Master Ligarius, hunter of vile bloods. So, what say you? Our prey might differ, but we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned?
This is a very cool character because he's really the only character in almost any Souls game that actually tells you some information, really. Let's cooperate.
Very good indeed. Take this to celebrate our acquaintance.
And some fire paper, very important
Beast
for us.
hunting is a sacred practice. May the good blood guide your way. There must be oodles for us to share. Go on. Just tell me what piques your interest.
And he does give us oodles of information. You can see some tie-ins to, he reminds me a lot of Solaire, actually. A little bit different. We'll see why later. But let's find out a little bit more about the Healing Church, shall we?
The Healing Church is the fountainhead of blood healing. Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution. But I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit.
And we may as well talk about Byrgenwerth. The only thing we've heard about Byrgenwerth, really, was that one note right before the treasure chest that said that there's a spider over there.
An old place of learning, and the tomb of the gods, carved out below Yharnam, should be familiar to every hunter. Well, once a group of young Byrgenwerth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In this sense, everything sacred in Yharnam can be traced back to Byrgenwerth. But today, the college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Byrgenwerth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate. I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the good blood guide your way.
And yeah, so we get a little bit of information. So Byrgenwerth is where the Tomb of the Gods were, and that's very similar to what our good old friend Gehrman was saying about the Chalice dungeons, or the Chalice that you find in Old Yharnam. So it seems like those two things are a little bit tied together. And we also find out a little bit more about the Healing Church. They found some holy medium that basically made them start worshipping blood. So some cool stuff there. Let's see what this does first, shall we? Oh, and here we go. You know, who doesn't hide a secret passage under a tomb, right? That's just the way things are done in the world. So, with that being said, let's descend into a little bit more madness, probably, right? And take a tour through Old Yharnam. Lower and lower we go. Also, the torch here is super useful because, shockingly enough, the lower you go into a building that has no lights, the darker and darker it gets. I know this is crazy, crazy thoughts, but it is true some of the time. Tempering Blood Gemstone. Let's read that, shall we? So this is just a general blood shard that you're getting. So this one increases our attack by 0.7%, so not a huge amount, but hey, we'll take any extra stuff that we can get. Why not, right? Doesn't hurt us at all. And we may as well read fire paper as well, because that is a really, really useful item in this game. So of course, rubbing paper that applies fire to weapon. A hunter tool found in the Healing Church workshop. Since the tragedy that struck Old Yharnam, fire has become a staple in beast hunts and is thought to cleanse impurity. Certain types of beasts have an abnormal fear of flame. So we've seen similar descriptions. If you're playing this game for the first time and you've read all these descriptions, if you don't know that beasts don't like fire yet, well, I don't know what more to tell you. It really shouldn't. So let's take a look. Oh, hi there, little buddy. You're our friend, right? There we go. A little bit bigger beast, and you can see it's like pitch black in here, so let's we'll turn on that light. So we got some beasts in this area, probably trying to, you know, get out from Old Yharnam. Would make some sense, right? If the whole area is a beast-filled pile of... what? Beast-filled pile of something. Slide on down. And I don't know why, I just love the item placement on this because you have to go up the stairs a little bit just to get it. And we get some antidotes. Oh, good, right? You know, when they give us antidotes, it's always, always good things in Souls games. Small medicinal tablets that counteract poison, used to treat ashen blood, the baffling sickness that ravaged Old Yharnam long ago. These tablets only provide short-term relief. The ashen blood ailment eventually triggered the spread of the beastly scourge. So, it seems like blood, or a special type of blood, was what started turning people into these beasts. We've seen people turn into beasts like Gascoigne, and it seems like it all stems from this ashen blood, and that's what these antidotes actually cure. It's not just poison by itself, it's actual tainted blood that's poisoning these people. So that's good, right? But I think we're gonna be ending it pretty soon, you guys, but let's do two things beforehand. Let's first off inspect this note. This town is long abandoned. Hunting's not wanted here. That's nice. We may as well open the door then, right? Because clearly they want it. I'm not a hunter, don't worry. I'm just some average Joe Blow. You can see the note looks like it was written a long, long time ago.
You there?
It's like,
Hunter! Didn't you see the warning? Turn back at once. Old Yharnam, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those about. Turn back, or the hunter will face the hunt.
aw, there we go. Couldn't find him for a second there. So yeah, we've got another friendly Yharnam citizen all the way over there. I forgot that item. That's okay. It's not a super important item. We'll get it eventually. Oh, and there's another one. Oh, that's just a dead body. Oh boy. So if we go down here, we get another really, really useful tool to us. And we'll see what it is in just a couple seconds. Let's kill these guys. So these guys are cool. They've got little shawls on them, but clearly they are beasts. Again, this is kind of showing, well, these are humans at one time, and I guess they got a little bite of the ashen blood. And we get a hunter's torch. So this is basically just a better version of the torch in every single way. So there's no reason to not equip it over the torch. A torch formed by wrapping a pine resin-drenched cloth around the end of a long stick, once used in Old Yharnam. Designed to incinerate beasts and victims touched by the scourge. Its fire damage is highly effective against beasts. So, a little bit better. We'll definitely take that. And we can keep on hopping down. The shortcuts in this game are really cool, I find. Like, almost all of them involve, like, jumping down buildings that are just... They look like... They don't look like they were intended as shortcuts. You know how a lot of games are like, oh, look at the secret passage, but clearly, like... We built it right into the game, so it's not really that secret or anything. These ones I find just feel a little bit more natural. That's one thing I really like about this game. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, though. Who knows? But that's all we can do there for right this second. So we'll take that. We'll take some Cold Blood Dew. Why not? And I think that's where we're going to end this episode for today, you guys. Next time we're going to be taking a tour through our good old friend Old Yharnam and see what started causing these beasts to appear and what has happened to this poor city, and maybe find out a little bit more about that guy that's clearly not our biggest fan. But all of that will come next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you guys did, please smash that like button or subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys next time on another episode of Bloodborne. Have a great one, you guys.